let's talk about the Broncos officially being sold to Walmart, the Chiefs hiring a very smart analyst, Orlando Brown Jr., seeming to hint yesterday that he will not play on the franchise tag and much more. But first, how about those? Whoa! Come on! Oh, come on, dude. Hey, let's go!
How about those cheeks?
What's up, guys? My name is Cole, aka the good old Redbeard, and I do daily news about the Chiefs and the NFL overall, so I'm gonna need you to sub if you're new, hit that like button if you would like to see me dye this beard red and gold during football season. Just don't tell my wife, and let's get into this news, starting with this. Mahomes and his foundation released a recap video yesterday of his annual golf fundraising charity event thing in Hawaii, and honestly, I can only dream of one day going to Hawaii, not to golf, because I suck at golf, but just to say I was there. It looked like a great time though, and it's always awesome to see Mahomes and Kelsey together, whether it's on or off the field, I care not. From there though, let's talk about OTAs for a second, because Mahomes and Kelsey, along with MVS, and many others can be seen out there putting in work from the photos that the Chiefs released yesterday of day 7 of phase 3 of OTAs. And hey, our Nigerian native, Kaindoh Guinea Hassan, must have gotten his work visa cleared, because he is here in this photo wearing number 72, which confirms that's a defensive lineman number, not a tight end number. And you can see him there with defensive line assistant Terry Braden during practice yesterday. And yeah, he looks a little small to me to be on the D line, but what do I really know? Not that much in the grand scheme of life. But you can see Coach Terry, like, yeah, go stand over there while I figure out what to do with you. Nick Allegretti can be seen yelling out big man touchdown everywhere he walks, probably with the thought that if he just keeps yelling it out, they will make another play like that happen this season. And then, while these two players that I'm about to talk about from the D-line were more than likely also at OTAs yesterday, over the weekend, they could also be seen attending Von Miller's 6th annual Pass Rush Summit in Las Vegas. This is a unique event where many of the NFL's premier pass rushers, current and former, can link up and learn from one another to share the tools of the trade. And this year's event had over 24 players in attendance, including some college prospects, but we don't care about that. We most notably care about who was there for us Chiefs fans, and that was George Karlaftis and Joshua Kaindoh. And you do love to hear that, especially for the new guy, the Greek Freak 2.0. I'm sure you guys will not be complaining about the fact that players like Max Crosby, Von Miller, and others were out there giving Karlaftis tips on how to be better at his craft. I'll tell you this much, I'm absolutely stoked to the core about that one. All right, so talking about Von Miller, it's got me thinking loosely about the Broncos, even though I know he plays for the Bills on some big old massive contract, but he was a Bronco for a long time, so I gotta say this. The Broncos have been officially purchased by the Walmart guy, Rob Walton, and here's how he beat everybody else out of the picture. He's so rich, he has a net worth of around $65.5 billion, by the way, that he literally said, whatever other people bid, don't worry, I will bid more. And he committed $1 billion toward a new stadium in Denver, and rumor has it, it'll have a nice little retractable roof. Woo! Anyway, that's some pretty wild stuff right there when you look back and see that the previous owner, Pat Bowlen, who passed away in 2019, so rest in peace to him, but he bought the Broncos in 1984 for a measly $71 million, and they were just sold for $4.65 billion in 2022. That's a team record, by the way, more than double what the Carolina Panthers sold for just 4 years ago. And also the NFL's ownership club now has a new wealthiest member. Woo, rich people. Joe Ellis, the Broncos president and CEO, is confident that Rob Walton's leadership and support will help this team achieve great things on and off the field. Translation, Rob and his buddies are freaking rich, so hopefully we can get him to do some nice things for us. I mean, listen, this man is about to be 78 years old and could literally die tomorrow. What are y'all even doing? And that's no offense to anybody watching this video that's in their 70s. I'm just saying, what are they thinking? This is hilarious. I'm not even gonna lie here, because Broncos fans are literally online celebrating the fact that they have the league's richest owner, which is a weird flex because an ancient owner with deep pockets isn't going to help your silly little team win any more football games, you little weirdos. Anyway, let's move on from these losers and focus on winners here, because on Monday, the National Football Foundation, formerly known as the NFF, and College Hall of Fame announced the names on the 2023 ballot for induction into the College Football Hall of Fame, and that ballot included 6 candidates with ties deeper than the Russian mob to the Kansas City Chiefs. That is safety Eric Berry, former GM John Dorsey, tight end Tony Gonzalez, linebacker Derrick Johnson, wide receiver Jeremy Maclin, and QB Alex Smith. The NFF included write-ups on each candidate that I'm not going to read, but the full ballot was sent to more than 12,000 NFF members and current Hall of Famers. So we shall see who makes the cut. But in my opinion, Eric Berry and Tony G better make it this go-round. I'm fine. Also with Derrick Johnson and Alex Smith as well, especially Alex Smith, if I'm going to be honest. But at least the first 2, make it happen, voters. And here's something you all really need to know, even though when I first start talking about this, you are going to completely disagree, but stick with me because it gets really freaking good at the end, all right? So last week, the Chiefs decided to hire Mark Richards as a football research analyst. And well, Richards was on the winning Big Data Bowl team in 2021. And in case you, like me, have goose egg idea what this Big Data Bowl even is, it's the annual sports analytics contest from NFL football operations that challenges members of the analytics community to contribute to the NFL's continuing evolution of the use of advanced analytics. And I bet you are very glad you now know this, aren't you? So yeah, these guys answer important questions such as this.
For our presentation, we're trying to answer a simple question. Where should punters aim? It's simple to pose, but complicated to answer.
You like that? They go on to say you got to factor in field position, player locations, and punter ability, but basically, whatever direction you were going to try and score a touchdown, you aim it that way. Anyway, there you go. Homie Mark Richards is now on the Chiefs to now help them answer the hard questions in life using analytics. So we are officially Super Bowl bound thanks to this man. And then yesterday, Orlando Brown Jr. appeared on NFL Total Access, and they were, of course, talking about his agent and working with the Chiefs to get a long-term deal done before the July 15th deadline. And when Orlando was asked about his confidence level that this deal will get done before said deadline, he replied saying, "I'm very confident, especially simply based off the things that have come into effect within our division, the type of defensive ends that have been brought in, the type of players and all that type of stuff." And then he said this.
It's not the year to go into a season with a backup left tackle. So, I'm very confident that the Kansas City Chiefs will get that done.
Okay, so Mike Garafolo had just said the goal isn't to play on the tag, but to get a long-term deal done. And he then asked Orlando how confident he feels a long-term deal is going to get done before the deadline. So maybe I'm reading a bit between the lines here, but I feel like Orlando basically just said, well, yeah, if they want me to play, I need to get a long-term deal done. If not, they can go ahead and use the backup left tackle, whoever the heck that is. And based on the competition level of opponents in our division having players like Khalil Mack, Max Crosby, Chandler Jones, etc., using a backup left tackle to protect Mahomes' blind side would not be a good idea. Can you guys tell me if I'm off on that based on his answer? Because that's how I interpreted what was said. No long-term deal, no me play. Well, if that's the case, then like I said in previous videos, the Chiefs are freaking stuck and need to work something out pronto. I just pray they don't break the bank over this contract because
last season was your first season at left tackle.
Oh yes, you heard that right. Your little ears were not deceiving you. He's played left tackle for exactly 1 season. So please pay the man well. Just don't make a left tackle with 1 year of experience the highest paid in the entire NFL unless there is absolutely no choice. So while that part of the interview was certainly an eyebrow raiser, Orlando did speak highly of the team's offensive line coach Andy Heck and Andy Reid and shared about his excitement to continue growing together as an offensive line unit. But since Orlando is technically not signed with the Chiefs at the moment, he has been doing the very opposite of growing together with the offensive line. He's actually been away from the team, training on his own at a private facility in Miami, and has been working on continuing to develop his little footwork and hand-eye coordination by playing tennis. So yeah, good job Orlando on improving your tennis skills. But in all seriousness, because people are rather sensitive these days and don't understand dry humor and sarcasm, I obviously agree with the fact that he should not be with the team until either the franchise tag is signed or a deal gets done. You don't want to risk injury when in serious contract talks like this. And again, he's not technically signed with the Chiefs at the moment. So from here, I want to pass this question off to you guys like Mahomes would do to Kelsey in a football game. What do you make of what Orlando Brown said in this interview? Do you think he said and meant this, that if he did not get a long-term deal done, the Chiefs would be playing with a backup left tackle? Or do you think if push comes to shove, Orlando Brown Jr. will sign the franchise tag and play on it for a year while other options are explored, whether that's continuing to try and work out a long-term deal with Orlando for the long term or possibly looking to next year's draft to fill his shoes instead? And as a reminder, his new agent that he got is brand new to the game, has never negotiated a NFL contract of any kind, let alone one this massive. So that could affect, in my opinion, a deal being able to get done before the deadline. But you never know. So let me know in the comments down below on this one, because this is certainly a wild one, in my opinion, that has the ability to go a couple different directions. And it's got me a wee bit nervous, if I'm going to be honest. But from here, I want to take a look at some of my favorite comments from yesterday, which I do at the end of every single video. And Joe Vucic sent over a $10 super thanks and said, "Thanks, Cole. Your Walmart Broncos segment was genius. Got my whole family laughing." Well, I'm glad you enjoyed the Walmart Great Value Broncos segment. It was a fun one to make, and I'm grateful I can make some of you laugh. Charles Kohler said, "Thank you for this video. It was extremely funny and had my wife asking me what I was laughing at. I appreciate the Chiefs content and comedic relief after a long day at work." Logan E. lives in the same town as Rob Walton and would love to see him move the team to Arkansas so he can watch the Chiefs whoop them again and again and again. The Arkansas Walmart Greeters. I like the sound of that name for the team. And regarding Chris Jones and possibly keeping him around in the future on a long-term deal, C-Dub simply says, "Chris Jones has 0 sacks in 14 playoff games," which seems ludicrous, but it's actually freaking true. Casey Games says, "I want one player on defense to be a staple, and our D-line has no leader if Jones is gone. Bad move to let him walk." RCJH2019 says, "As much as I love Jones, I think we trade him after this season unless he gives us a sweetheart team-friendly deal. We can get a haul for him, and we absolutely got max value for him on the field the last 6 going on 7 years." Rafael Martinez says, "The only hope I have is that Chris Jones said he would never leave KC, but we'll see." Yeah, he did tweet that out a couple months ago, so maybe Chris Jones will be in line with Kelsey and his line of thinking and be committed to staying with the Chiefs, with the team, for the sake of legacy, rather than moving on for the sake of a handful million more dollars and being all about the Benjamins, baby. Time will certainly tell there. If he stays on a friendly team deal without showing signs of regression, I'd be down to keep that man on the team. I'm not going to lie here. The Homie 24 and Chris Shelley both sent over $5 super thanks, which I appreciate. You guys are some legends. The Homie loves the videos and simply says to keep it up. Let's go. Let's go. How about those Chiefs? Chris Shelley says he can't believe I do all that I do on these videos before I go to work for the day and declares that I must be a bearded wizard, then spotted me a cup of tea and a scone on him. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to have to go find some tea. Crease Channel asks, "Have you all Kansas City residents tried our beloved Whataburger yet?" Whataburger, whatever it is. And dude, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to let some of you all down here. I've had it twice, and I prefer Sonic over Whataburger. I'm not going to lie here. I know that's like a sin or something to y'all, but I posted the same on Twitter yesterday when it got announced that Whataburger is going to Kansas. I literally said, hot take, but Sonic is better. Ideally, though, I'd be eating In-N-Out, but sadly, they do not have one anywhere close to Kansas City, so in my opinion, Whataburger is a bit overrated. I am very sorry. Please don't hate me. And then a couple weeks ago, you guys might remember this, but Anthony Solis left a comment saying this: "My 10-year-old has finally decided that he wants to go to his first Chiefs game. He's mowing lawns and doing everything he can to get enough money to also take his friend. Makes me a proud dad that he is really excited to go. It's expensive, so hopefully we will make it this year." And so after that comment was posted, I put out a challenge to you guys, the viewers, and to myself to help Anthony's son out. Well, between the super thanks donations y'all have sent in and Cash App donations that I have received, we raised $100, and I said I would donate $50 of my own. So last week, I sent Anthony over $150 via Cash App, and this was very helpful to the cause, said Anthony. Anthony said his son is only $50 away from his goal to get both of them to a game, and he will reach it by the end of the month with mowing some more lawns. So, y'all are some freaking legends. Thank you for your help. Here is a video from Anthony and his son.
Let's go. Let's go. How about those Chiefs?
I would like to thank everybody for all the money that they're giving me to go to the Chiefs game with my friends.
So yeah, y'all are the real MVPs. Anthony, when you guys go to the game, definitely send us photos and videos of it, and I will make sure to get it posted. Make sure to leave a comment down below to potentially be featured in an upcoming video sub for more daily news like this. And then check out this video here of Orlando Brown Jr.'s full interview on NFL Total Access yesterday if you'd like to see it. And until next time, let's go. Let's freaking go. How about those?